If you've been watching the Rally Tuesday communications today and before today, you'll notice a theme that we keep talking about and not talking about at the same time. You'll hear me and other people saying things like this year is different. And that's because this year is different. Usually there is so much work that goes into Rally Tuesday before Rally Tuesday ever happens. Often I start all the way back in March and in April trying to secure somebody to do one of those fun matches at the end of the day. Trying to make sure that we'll have a couple of expected big gifts that give us a big bump. None of that happened this year. And that's because in February I lost both of my parents in a tragic accident on Cape Cod. So there was no time to pregame Rally Tuesday. And making a funny, silly little video with the kids this year felt pretty much impossible. So our alumni jumped in and helped us instead, and Rally Tuesday has a very different tone. I wasn't going to bring up my parents' accident on Rally Tuesday because if I'm being really honest, there's a part of me that feels kind of yucky about that. I don't want people to think I'm saying, oh, I went through a tragedy, give to my school. I'm not saying that. But I've decided to talk a little bit about it because things kept happening today that made it pretty clear that I really do need to talk about it. The first is that gifts started coming in online, on Venmo, by check, where people were specifically saying that they were making a gift in memory of my mom and dad. But there's another pretty major thing that happened, and it really doesn't have anything to do with Rally Tuesday, but it feels appropriate that I share about it today. We have anonymous, very generous donors who have made the incredible decision to start an endowment for a Accord school in my parents' names. An endowment is always the big goal for people who start schools. It's sort of like the retirement fund that you don't touch, that throws off interest. For the past 13 years, we've done a great job getting off the ground, but we live out of our checking and savings. An endowment eventually will make it possible to have a lot more breathing room. So this generous donor is starting off the endowment with $100,000. What they hope is that other people join them to get that number up. I have had $1 million bill taped to my desk for about 2 years. A kid left it in their locker at some point, and I said, I think that's for me. And every day I look at it because my secret, now not so secret goal is to raise $1 million for an endowment. That would make so much possible for Accord School. It would help so much with financial aid. It also would really kind of ensure that we're here for the long run. Because once a school has $1 million endowment, everyone can breathe. So we are $900,000 away from that goal, and we're not going to reach it in one day, 1 year, probably not even in 5 years, but we're going to reach it. And it means so much to me that when we reach it, it's going to be in my parents' names. When the beginnings of this school began, almost 14 years ago, I went to my mom and dad and asked, how does somebody do this? How do they start? I have no money. There's no money. And my mom and dad asked me, is this really important to you? My dad, actually, I'll never forget, said, this is going to change your life. Is this really important to you? Why do you want to do this? And I said to him, because it's right. It's what's right. And I remember he got a tear in his eye and just nodded. So my parents gave me a loan out of their home equity line to start the school. We paid it all back. I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt that without Kit and Jerry Boucher, there would be no Accord School. So if you haven't given to Rally Tuesday yet, and you are inspired to give in their honor or to just give, please do. if you are a person that would think about contributing to an endowment in the long run, give me a call. I'd really love to talk to you.